Do you ever scroll through your feed, seeing curated lives, flawless faces, and effortless success, and feel that familiar pang of inadequacy? That whisper in your mind, why can't I be like them? This relentless comparison, fueled by today's hyper-visual world, steals our joy and blinds us to our own unique brilliance. But what if the lives we envy are actually gilded cages? What if true contentment lies not in imitation, but in fierce, unapologetic self-acceptance? Let me share a story that will permanently shift your perspective on what it means to be truly happy. High above a tranquil village pond, a solitary crow perched on a gnarled oak branch, its obsidian feathers ruffled by a gentle breeze. Below, the water shimmered, reflecting a pristine image that drew the eyes of every villager. A magnificent swan glided with ethereal grace, its plumage a breathtaking canvas of pure white, radiating an almost otherworldly beauty. Children pointed, their small hands clapping with delight. Adults paused their chores, their faces softening with admiration. The crow watched, a knot forming in its gut. It saw the adoration, the respect, the sheer wonder directed at the swan. Then its gaze fell upon its own feathers, a midnight black, practical yet utterly devoid of the swan's captivating luminescence. A deep, cold wave of self-pity washed over the crow. It longed for that kind of admiration, that effortless acceptance. Mustering its courage, the crow descended, hoping to share in the warmth of the villagers' appreciation. But as it drew near, an elderly woman shooed it away with a sharp gesture. A farmer, noticing the crow, picked up a stone, though he didn't throw it. The message was clear, unequivocal. The crow, with its dark, ordinary feathers, was unwelcome. It was seen as a nuisance, a harbinger of untidiness, a stark contrast to the beloved swan. A searing ache of rejection pierced the crow's heart. It retreated, finding solace on a distant, secluded branch, far from the admiring gazes. Tears welled in its keen eyes, reflecting the dim light of its despair. "Why am I cursed with these drab feathers?" it lamented to the whispering leaves. "If only I possessed the swan's dazzling white, I too would be cherished. I would be loved." The weight of its perceived ugliness pressed down, crushing its spirit under an unbearable burden of unhappiness. As the crow's mournful cries echoed through the ancient woodland, a venerable old crow, its feathers mottled with the passage of countless seasons, landed softly beside it. Its eyes, deep and knowing, held a gentle curiosity. "Young one," the elder rasped, its voice like dry leaves rustling, "why does such profound sorrow consume your spirit?" The crow, startled but too lost in its grief to be guarded, poured out its heart. "Elder, I despise these black feathers. They mark me as an outcast, an unwanted shadow. No one finds beauty in me. Look at the swan, how everyone adores it. I long to be like that, admired and celebrated." A faint smile touched the elder crow's beak. "Ah, the allure of another's plumage," it mused. "But if you could choose, truly choose, any form, any color, what would you embody?" Without a moment's hesitation, the crow declared, "The swan, elder, without a doubt. Its pristine white, its grace, that is true happiness." The elder crow's gaze twinkled with ancient wisdom. "There is a legend, young one, of a hidden spring nestled deep within these very woods. Its waters are said to hold transformative power. Bathe in it with a heart purified of envy, and your outward form may indeed change." The crow's heart leaped with a flicker of hope. "But," the elder continued, holding up a wing, "before you seek this legendary spring, embark on a different quest. Go to the swan, speak with it, ask if it is truly, deeply happy. Discover the truth of its celebrated existence before you covet its skin." The crow, its desperation for change overriding its despair, agreed. A newfound purpose ignited within its tired wings, and it soared back towards the village pond, a fragile hope guiding its flight. The crow returned to the shimmering pond, its heart a tumult of apprehension and hope. It spotted the magnificent swan, still gliding gracefully, still bathed in the admiring gazes of the villagers. Drawing closer, the crow landed on a nearby reed bank and, with a respectful dip of its head, addressed the elegant creature. "Oh, noble swan," it began, its voice a soft murmur, "your beauty is a legend. Your white feathers inspire awe, and the entire village holds you in such high esteem. You must surely be the happiest creature in this world. Tell me, is it true? Are you truly content?" The swan paused its elegant movements, its long neck arching slightly. A sigh, barely audible, escaped its slender beak. It lowered its gaze, its usually serene eyes now shadowed with a profound sadness. "Thank you for your kind words, little crow," it replied, its voice a soft, melancholic whisper that seemed to ripple across the water. "My feathers may indeed be beautiful, and I am grateful for the admiration they bring. But happiness? No, my friend. Happiness is a freedom I barely know." The crow, expecting a resounding affirmation of joy, was taken aback. "Freedom?" it echoed, puzzled. The swan's gaze drifted towards the villagers, its eyes holding a distant, mournful look. "These people," it explained, "they cherish my beauty, yes, but they also claim it. I am kept as a spectacle, a living ornament for their pond. My movements are confined. I cannot choose where to fly, where to nest, or where to journey. I live under constant observation, my days dictated by their desires, not my own natural instincts." A shiver ran through its pristine feathers. "And when I grow old, when my beauty inevitably fades, what then? They speak of my flesh, of my utility. I live with the gnawing fear that one day my life will be taken for sustenance. Each sunrise brings with it the uncertainty of survival. I do not know if I will see another tomorrow." The crow stared, aghast. The celebrated, magnificent swan, living in a gilded cage of admiration and fear. Its image of the swan's perfect life shattered like fragile ice. "Then who?" the crow stammered, bewildered. "Who, among all the birds, do you believe finds true happiness?" The swan considered for a moment, then looked up, a faint spark in its eyes. "The parrot," it suggested softly. "Yes, the parrot. Its feathers burst with a kaleidoscope of colors, far more vibrant than my simple white. And crucially, people do not consume them. Perhaps in their colorful existence, they find the happiness denied to me." With the swan's words echoing in its mind, the crow once again took to the sky, a new destination etched in its hopeful heart: the elusive parrot. It flew for what felt like an eternity, searching through dense canopies and sun-drenched clearings, until finally, amidst the vibrant foliage of an ancient banyan tree, it spotted a flash of brilliant green and crimson. There, perched delicately on a branch, was a parrot, its feathers a magnificent riot of color, like a living rainbow. The crow approached cautiously, its awe for the parrot's splendor undeniable. "Oh, magnificent parrot!" the crow exclaimed, circling around the resplendent bird. "Your plumage is a miracle of nature, so exquisitely vibrant, so utterly captivating. Surely, with such breathtaking beauty, you must be the happiest creature imaginable." The parrot shifted, its bright eyes fixed on the crow. A profound sigh, laden with a deep melancholy, escaped its beak, a sound that seemed incongruous with its outward brilliance. "My feathers are indeed beautiful, little crow," the parrot acknowledged, its voice a soft, weary rasp. "They draw the eye, capture the imagination, but this very beauty, which you so admire, has become my enduring curse." The crow tilted its head, confused. "A curse? How can such splendor be a curse? The parrot's gaze drifted towards a distant clearing, a look of profound longing clouding its colorful eyes. Because of these colors, it explained, humans desire to possess me. They capture me, placing me within cages, stripping away my freedom, my very essence of being a bird. I spend my days confined, watching the vast open sky through bars, listening to the songs of my free brethren from behind an invisible barrier. A shiver of fear rippled through its vibrant feathers. Every rustle, every shadow, every approaching human footstep sends a jolt of terror through me. I live in perpetual anxiety, my existence a constant state of imprisonment. The world outside, the boundless freedom that is my birthright, remains an unreachable dream. The crow felt a fresh wave of sadness wash over it. The brilliant parrot, a prisoner of its own beauty. The reality of each creature's existence was proving to be a stark contrast to its outward appearance. The crow's initial hope began to wane. "If not you," it asked, its voice barely a whisper, "then who holds the secret to true happiness? Who among all the birds lives a life of unburdened joy?" The parrot, after a moment of thoughtful silence, offered a new suggestion. "The peacock," it stated, a glimmer of respect in its weary eyes. "Yes, the peacock. Its magnificent display is unparalleled. People come from far and wide to witness its grandeur. They admire its feathers, not to capture it, but to marvel. They give it vast open enclosures, not confining cages. The peacock surely must be the happiest bird." With the parrot's poignant words guiding its flight, the crow embarked on its final leg of discovery. It followed the distant whispers of human chatter, leading it eventually to the outskirts of a bustling city, where a large enclosed park, a place the humans called a zoo, housed a collection of magnificent creatures. Among them, a dazzling spectacle of iridescent blues and greens caught the crow's eye. There, amidst manicured gardens, stood the peacock, its tail fanning out in an explosion of emerald and sapphire, a living jewel. A crowd of onlookers, their faces alight with wonder, admired its breathtaking display. The crow, landing respectfully nearby, felt a renewed surge of hope. This surely was the pinnacle of avian happiness. "Oh, glorious peacock!" the crow exclaimed, its voice filled with genuine admiration. "Your splendor is beyond compare. These feathers, this magnificent display, the adoration you receive, you are without a doubt the happiest creature in the entire world." The peacock, its regal stance unwavering, slowly turned its head, its intelligent eyes meeting the crow's. A flicker of something akin to weariness, or perhaps resignation, passed through them. "No, my little friend," the peacock replied, its voice a deep, resonant rumble that carried an undercurrent of sorrow. "I am not happy, far from it." The crow recoiled, astonished. But your beauty, the admiration, the freedom of this grand enclosure." The peacock let out a soft, mournful sigh, its tail feathers shimmering in the sunlight. "My beauty is indeed celebrated," it acknowledged, "but at a terrible price. These magnificent feathers, which you and all these humans so admire, are not merely for show, they are also commodities." A shiver ran through its elaborate plumage. "People collect them. They pluck them from my tail, sometimes with brutal force, to sell them, to adorn their homes, to fashion into trinkets. Each time a feather is taken, it is a searing pain, a violation of my very being. This happens again and again, a constant cycle of beauty and agony." Its gaze swept over the bustling visitors, then finally settled back on the small, unassuming crow. "And the freedom you perceive? It is an illusion. I am kept here, displayed for their entertainment, confined within these boundaries, however vast. I long to soar through untamed forests, to choose my own mate, to raise my chicks without the constant scrutiny of human eyes. I yearn for the wild, unfettered existence that you, little crow, take for granted." A profound longing filled the peacock's voice. "I wish I possessed your simple, unburdened freedom. No one bothers you. No one seeks to claim your feathers. No one restricts your flight. You can go wherever your heart desires, unmolested and truly free." The peacock's words resonated deep within the crow's soul, striking a chord of profound realization. Its earlier despair, its envy, its desperate yearning to be something else, it all crumbled away, replaced by a sudden, overwhelming sense of clarity. The magnificent swan, trapped by admiration and fear. The vibrant parrot, imprisoned by its own beauty. The glorious peacock, constantly subjected to pain for its splendor, longing for the simple, unnoticed freedom of a common crow. The crow looked at its own plain, black feathers, no longer with disdain, but with a newfound reverence. Its simple appearance, once a source of bitter self-loathing, was now revealed as its greatest blessing. No one sought to capture it, to pluck its feathers, to confine its spirit. It was free, truly, gloriously free to soar through the boundless sky, to perch on any branch, to live life on its own terms, unburdened by the demands and dangers that came with exceptional beauty. A wave of profound gratitude washed over the crow. It thanked the peacock, its voice now filled not with sorrow or envy, but with a quiet, powerful acceptance. Then it turned its wings towards the ancient forest, back to the wise elder crow, its heart lighter than it had ever been. Upon reaching the elder crow's perch, the young crow settled beside it, a serene smile gracing its beak. "Elder," it declared, its voice clear and strong, "I no longer seek the magical spring. I no longer wish to be anyone else. I am profoundly happy to be a crow, just as I am." The elder crow nodded, its ancient eyes twinkling with knowing satisfaction. "You have found the true magic, young one," it rasped gently. "The spring of transformation lies not in external waters, but within the depths of one's own heart." This ancient tale carries a timeless, vital truth that is more relevant than ever in our comparison-driven world. Every single one of us, like the swan, the parrot, and the peacock, carries unseen burdens beneath our surface. The perfect lives we see online, the ideal careers, the flawless appearances, they are often merely beautifully constructed facades, masking struggles and sacrifices that would astonish us. Comparing ourselves to these curated realities is a direct path to unhappiness, to a constant state of feeling less than. It robs us of our peace, blinds us to our own unique strengths, and makes us take for granted the invaluable blessings we already possess. Just as the crow eventually understood the immense value of its freedom and simplicity, we too must learn to appreciate our own unique journey. You are not meant to be a copy. You are not meant to fit into someone else's mold. Your black feathers, your perceived flaws, your unique path, these are not deficiencies. They are precisely what make you, you. They are your authenticity, your freedom, your resilience. Embrace them. Cultivate gratitude for what you have, for the unburdened aspects of your life that others might secretly envy. Remember this: there is no one better at being you than you. Your greatest power lies not in striving to be like someone else, but in becoming the most genuine, most self-accepting version of yourself. So stop scrolling, stop comparing, look inward. Find your own profound happiness in the acceptance of who you are, right here, right now. It's the only true path to lasting contentment.